But the fourth step has changed my life. It's one of my favorite steps. Fourth step has allowed me to deal with social injustice over this past year. Fourth step has allowed me to deal with social injustice, racial injustice, economic injustice, all the shit we're going through, COVID. Transmute that negative whatever that my brain thinks into something positive that God can give me, spiritual principles to live out a life where I can be helpful. Fourth step changes from me thinking everybody's the problem to I'm going to give you a solution and you can be helpful. And I'll tell you, even right now, my country, my parents' home country, is experiencing some social unrest. I'm first generation Haitian American. Our president was assassinated recently. And I was just depressed. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? I was filled with anger. And I did a fourth step on it. And God was like, guess what? Even though you're not physically there, I'll give you the opportunity to turn this around. You don't have to be helpless. God gifted me with a sponsee that lives right in my parents' home country. And through gifting her recovery, we're currently working on translating the big book workbook that I work out of in the spiritual gangsters community into French, so it can be people can be sponsored in that country, and then also translated into Creole, which would be a little bit harder, so that it can be in that country. I'm not sitting around going, oh, woe is me, life is happening to me. The work really fucking works. 6 and 7, 5, tell my sponsor, tell somebody who works program like me, who's going to point me back to God or point me back to solution in my steps. 6 and 7, it's not my problem. It's God's problem. My defects are not my responsibility to get rid of. I just have to ask God to get rid of it. 8 and 9, weakest part of my program. I hate apologizing, but I feel so much better after I apologize. I've learned to apologize to sponsees. I fuck up all the time. I'm imperfect sponsor, but they forgive me when I do what I do, you know? And then 10 is brushing your teeth. Every day you see what you're doing, you know, that's jacked up. And then when I need a deep cleaning, I go back to my fourth step. 11 is conscious contact, which is basically a trick because you're already engaging in conscious contact if you're doing steps 1 through 10. And then 12 is carrying the message, the most potent thing for me. Carrying the message has changed my life. I look at everyone like a sponsor or a sponsee. There's no difference between my outer world and my fellowship world. I'm either looking at someone, how can I be helpful to this person? Or, hey, this person doesn't want what I have, leave them alone.